If you ask me right now, which company is going to dominate the budget knife market in the second half of 2024, it will be this one right here, Kizer knives. What they are offering in their lineup, we haven't seen this from anyone else. We've never seen this combination at these price points. Not only are they offering amazing steels at very affordable prices, they're also doing heat treatments that we've never seen from production knives. And that is why we definitely have to talk about it, and why you're definitely going to want to see what we have on the table today. Now we're going to kick things off with a budget version of one of the most popular knives from this company, the Drop Bear. Now this is an in-house design, and it uses what they call a clutch lock. Now it's just a crossbar lock that you can actually adjust the tension for. It comes with a spare set of Omega springs that are a little bit stronger if you want to go even further than this, which is very, very cool. And this one has Lexan handles so you can see straight through it. So that's very, very convenient when you're trying to show it off. The only difference you're having here versus the more premium version is instead of the mill titanium clip, you have a standard metal clip, which is reversible, and you have a different steel. In this case, Nitro V. Now, Nitro V steel, I believe, is made in Germany, but is actually sold through Jersey Steel Barons here in America. And it is very similar to a couple other steels that we have in the higher part of the budget range. And that's also 14C28N, made by Sandvik in Sweden, and also a EBL, which I believe is also made, I'm trying to remember if it's Germany or Austria. I'm sorry if I've mixed that up. Very similar in chemistry and very similar in performance between all three of those. And it's a very, very good steel when you're able to get it to a higher hardness. Now, this particular knife has a very standard hardness range between 58 and 59. That's what we see from most Nitro V in a lot of different knives from a lot of different brands. That's the normal hardness we see between 58 and 60. This, however, is the only one on the table that we're going to talk about today with that hardness range. Every other knife is going to have something much more exciting, and that is one of the reasons I wanted to start with this knife versus the others. It seems that there are some units that have different hardnesses, so make sure you check that in each of their listings on their website, but they're doing something different, and it's something we want to talk about. This one is only $70, which is significantly cheaper, and if you like the Drop Bear or you want to give one as a gift, this is definitely going to be a good option. Now, if there is a knife that's likely to become the Civivi killer, this is it right here. This is a perfect example of doing everything correct. And I mean everything. I'm not even going to mince words here. They have completely changed the game with this knife. It looks very plain, but what it has under the hood, well, I don't know if anyone can currently match it, and I mean no one. Let me explain. This is significantly less expensive than the past versions of this knife. Now, this is the Amicus, and this is using FRN handles, but with a Nitro V blade steel. It actually has very little flex, considering it is mostly we call it FRN. But the action is still incredible. It has a button lock and flipper combo, just like we would with our Elementum over here. They are very similar in blade length. Both of these have the same steel. Here's where things get crazy. Ambidextrous clip, no ambidextrous clip. 58 to 60, 61 to 62. Big difference in hardness. The base hardness is 2 to 3 points higher on this steel. I think this, I'm sorry, this is 59 to 61, I apologize. 2 points higher on the lowest point with this steel. If that's even remotely true, this is a big deal, especially when you factor that this knife right here is almost half the cost of this one. Now, this one has the PEI handles, so obviously that's a little bit more premium, but the base model with G10, that one is almost twice the cost. I think it's like $60, $70, something like that, depending on where you get it. This right here, you can buy on Kizer's website right now for $40. $40 for Nitro V, button lock, with bearings, crazy action, and yes, it does have no problem with its lock, and great jimping, great handle, and it's ambidextrous. This is a crazy value offering for them starting out, and this is not the only knife we're going to talk about in that sub $40 price point that they're offering with steel that should normally only be what we normally see in like $70 knives, and then they're even heat treating it better. Kizer is coming for everyone. They are absolutely the guys everyone should be watching right now, because this is nuts. I did not expect this. I did not expect seeing what is normally an American steel being sold in a Chinese-made knife at this price point with that heat treatment. It's just really unusual in the marketplace. But clearly, Kizer's doubling down on this. And let me just bring in a couple of knives. We're going to kind of run through them a little bit, because these are past models. They've been around for a while. The people have reviewed them all over already, but not in these versions. There aren't that many reviews of these yet. They also have the Niceguy, which is a little bit stronger D10. I'm not even used to it. Really just rockets out. Another just under 3-inch blade here, G10 handle scales, liner lock, Nitro V. Once again, this particular one is between, I believe, 61 and 61.5. I don't know if I believe a range that's only half a point, because usually there's more variance than that. But if it's anywhere close to 61 HRC, this is performance-wise going to be better than knives twice as expensive. You can get the Rich Light version, which is the one I could find when at the filming of this video, for $40 on Kizer's website right now. Now that's not $40 like heavily discounted. That's just $40 period at a starting point. That's ridiculous, okay, for Nitro V in a budget knife. That is obscene. And once again, reversible clip, love that. I'm glad it has that. Not the only knife either. Check this out. The Banish, button lock, on bearings, crazy good action. Check out the sound. Excellent sound. Nice little small front flipper, reverse flick. You could do all that. Nice little small little knife. Once again, you can even buy the micarta version for this for like $40, and it still has that really good hardness range. Nuts. Nuts. Okay? Like, they are absolutely just changing the game here with their Nitro V and their heat treatments. Assuming that all this is true. I don't have the tools to check it, but they wouldn't claim such a specific range if they didn't think they could back it up. Because it's a game of credibility in this market, so you don't make that statement unless you can actually do it. The same thing is true with this one, by the way. This is the Mini Grouper, and I believe also has a range that starts at 61. Now, this is not a button lock. It is actually a reverse liner lock, but functions very similar to a button lock. Very, very comfortable in hand. Nice, beautiful blade, super slicey. I actually really like this knife. Very comfortable in hand. Once again, it's like $70, and Nitro V, and it's just ridiculous with this new hardness. And then this is actually one of my favorites. This is a new version of a knife that I actually kept because I liked it so much in 154 CM. This is a more expensive version with aluminum handles, but I'm actually going to sell this one because I think this one is even better than that. Yes, it doesn't have the mill titanium clip. I get that. But the heat treatment on this steel, and it's actually a steel I prefer because it's tougher, it's going to be longer lasting than the 154 CM, because this is between 58 and 60. This one is between 61 and 62. In fact, there was one of these knives which was up to 62.5 according to the range that they stated. Front flipper, reverse flick, you know, this knife does like all of the different deployment styles, including just being a button lock, and I love the texture on this micarta. It's a home run. I think it was like $70 for that. That's crazy. That's crazy sauce, what they're doing here. Yeah, I mean, other than the drop bear, which is an outlier in this particular situation because it's got a lower hardness, every other one has ridiculous stats. Now, I will tell you, there is one version of, it's so strange, the one with aluminum handles. For whatever reason, that one has, once again, a like 58 to 59. But every other version of this are rated from 61 to 62, somewhere in there. This is crazy cool that they are able to do this. And my hope, and the reason I'm bringing this up and making such a big emphasis about it, that this will cause a shift in the market, that we'll start seeing companies like Civivi immediately respond. And I do expect this company, We Knife Co., to do exactly that, because they are more than capable. And they are still very much the leaders, but there's someone nipping at their heels, at least in the heat treatment aspect of their Nitro V. I am very curious to see if they can answer this knife. $40, Nitro V, 61 to 62, ambidextrous, reversible clip, and actually a great texture on this FRN. It even like closes everything up. So, and like a hidden lanyard spot. I mean, look, I'm just telling you, I'm rooting for every company here. I want them all to be successful, but I am especially excited when a company sets the bar and then everyone has to match it. That is very exciting as a consumer and as someone who likes to share this kind of information. When somebody decides, oh, we're gonna raise that bar and see who can meet us, that's exciting. And that's exactly what we have here. We have a company raising the bar. Pretty much all we're gonna say today. As always, thank you guys so much for your time. If you're looking for any of these, they will be linked down below. And you guys have a good one.